There are moments in life that don't just pass, they linger. They stretch across time, settling deep into the heart, refusing to fade no matter how much you try to move on. Moments that feel almost unreal, yet so overwhelmingly vivid that they leave a permanent mark on everyone who witnesses them. And for millions of fans of BTS around the world, one of those moments has just unfolded, quietly, softly, yet powerfully enough to shake an entire fandom. It didn't come with a grand announcement. There were no dramatic confessions, no carefully scripted words, no spotlight deliberately pointing at what was about to happen. Instead, it arrived in the most unexpected way, through a fleeting interaction between Jungkook and Taehyung. A moment so subtle that it could have easily been missed, yet so emotionally charged that once seen, it became impossible to forget. At first glance, it seemed simple. Just another shared glance. Just another soft smile. Just another instance of closeness between two members who have known each other for years. But something about this moment felt different. There was a shift, something quieter, deeper, more intimate than anything before. It wasn't loud or obvious, yet it carried a weight that settled heavily in the hearts of those watching. Jungkook's gaze lingered just a little longer than usual, as if time itself had slowed down to give him that extra second. There was warmth in his eyes, something unguarded, something that didn't seem meant for the world to analyze. And Taehyung's response, it wasn't just a smile. It was the kind of smile that feels personal, almost private, as if it belonged to a moment shared between only the two of them, despite being witnessed by millions. And then, just like that, it was over. But not really. Because while the moment itself lasted only seconds, its impact rippled endlessly across the global ARMY community. Within minutes, social media became a flood of emotions. Clips were replayed over and over again, slowed down, zoomed in, dissected frame by frame, not out of skepticism, but out of a desperate need to hold on to something that felt so real. People didn't just watch it, they felt it. Some found themselves smiling without realizing it, their hearts swelling with a quiet kind of happiness. Others felt tears well up, overwhelmed by emotions they couldn't fully explain. And many simply sat in silence, trying to process what they had just witnessed, as if putting it into words would somehow make it less magical. Because what made this moment so powerful wasn't what was shown, it was what was felt. For years, the connection between Jungkook and Taehyung has been something that fans have observed, cherished, and speculated about. From their early days as trainees to their rise as global icons, they have shared a journey filled with challenges, growth, and countless memories. They didn't just grow alongside each other, they grew into each other's lives, becoming constants in a world that was constantly changing. There is a certain kind of bond that forms when two people experience life at the same pace, under the same pressures, chasing the same dreams. It's not something that can be easily explained, and certainly not something that can be replicated. And perhaps that's why their connection has always felt different. Not louder, not more dramatic, just deeper. And this moment, this quiet, almost fragile exchange, seemed to bring all of that to the surface. It wasn't about grand gestures or undeniable proof. It wasn't about defining what they are to each other. Instead, it was about the undeniable sense of comfort that radiated between them. The way they existed in the same space so naturally, as if nothing else mattered in that instant. The way their presence seemed to anchor each other, even in the middle of chaos. Some might try to label it, to categorize it, to fit it neatly into something understandable. But perhaps that's where the beauty lies, in the fact that it resists definition. Because not everything meaningful needs to be explained. Not every connection needs a title. And not every emotion needs to be justified. There is something profoundly human about witnessing a moment that feels genuine. In a world where so much is curated, filtered, and performed, authenticity stands out in the most powerful way. And what Jungkook and Taehyung showed, even if unintentionally, felt undeniably real. That's why the usual explanations, fan service, coincidence, imagination, feel insufficient to so many. Because what was seen didn't follow a pattern. It didn't feel rehearsed. It didn't feel like something meant to be consumed. It felt like something that simply happened. And maybe that's why it resonated so deeply. Because in that brief exchange, there was a glimpse of something pure. Something unspoken yet understood. Something that didn't demand attention, yet captured it completely. As time passes, the moment continues to live on, not just in videos or screenshots, but in the emotions it stirred. It becomes one of those memories that fans return to, not to analyze, but to feel again, to relive that quiet rush of warmth, that subtle ache of something beautiful yet unreachable. And perhaps that is the true impact of Taekook. Not the rumors, not the speculation, not even the answers people search for, but the feeling. The way they remind people that even the smallest moments can carry immense meaning. That a single glance can tell a story words never could. That in the midst of noise and uncertainty, there are still instances of quiet sincerity that cut through everything else. Whatever the truth behind their relationship may be, it remains theirs to define, or not define at all. And maybe that's exactly how it should be. Because sometimes, the most beautiful things in life are the ones that remain just out of reach. The ones that are felt more than understood. The ones that don't need to be proven to be real. And in that fleeting, unforgettable moment shared by Jungkook and Taehyung, the world was reminded of something simple, yet profound. That even in a world constantly demanding clarity, there is still magic and mystery. And for ARMY, that magic is more than enough to hold on to, long after the moment itself has passed. So what do you think? Was it just a simple moment? Or did you feel it too? Because sometimes, the most powerful stories are not the ones that are spoken out loud, but the ones we feel deep in our hearts. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. Whenever Jungkook and Taehyung share a moment, it never feels ordinary. It feels unforgettable. If this moment touched you even a little, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with fellow ARMY who felt the same way. And tell me in the comments, what did you feel when you saw it? Because maybe, just maybe, we all witnessed something truly special.